Hello everyone. Yes, it's working, Christian. It's the live. It's working properly. This is the streaming. The audio is perfect. Sorry for the delay, guys. I already have the markup from the last session. Yeah, it works. It works. We have here our deep charts with the template of the big trades. And we have a pretty good shorting session today, guys. Was crazy the short from here. And this unrewarded buyers was amazing. I usually don't trade pre-opening, but this one was really good. This one was really good. Yes, we are live. Amazing. Let's go on the, where is it? Here. Okay. Now, in the previous sessions, we saw all the profile shape that you can. Oh, you cannot hear me. Yeah, it's working. Is the problem only for Trevor or for everyone? You can hear me properly because the microphone is here, the audio is perfect. Is it working for you guys? Okay, the problem was only for Trevor. Perfect. In the previous session, we went through. Let me remove this. We went through the amazing setup that the market gave us related to profile shape. So I want to go today with the first model that we saw. So expensive and discount prices. This is what I call expensive when you have a profile distribution that is this way. Okay. And I want to show you the profile of this week. Okay, so we go through new price chart. We go on NASDAQ. We load our template here. Yes. You have it saved identical to this, called the cash session profile. And this is the profile of today. Now, I don't usually like to use the TPO, and I like to do a small settings change, not on the composite that I love like this, but I like to see it really clean. So the peak and valley, I usually like to remove. Okay. Now, what we have for today, let's do a poll. Let's try to understand what we have for the actual session. First of all, are we expensive compared to the full profile? So could we expect a short in the opening of the session from the value area high? So are we expensive at the moment? And also, how is the profile shape? It is directional or it is consolidating? So we are bouncing back and forth through the previous 2 days value area. How you consider this? Directional or compression range? Yes. We are in consolidation at the moment. Okay. We are in total consolidation at the moment. And this here, and I want you to notice something. Let me clean everything for now, okay? Because we are going on the profile shape. This is the previous profile. Okay. This is the opening of the session. And I want to ask you something because we saw also in the previous session short, we did it together. I don't know if you remember. We had the live. What do you notice? That they went really aggressive on the top side. We have the top delta volume here of all the value area high. It's here. It means that they put a really aggressive wall to the advance on the price on the long side. And at the same time, we see the reward of the buyers. Okay? So the reward of the buyers is this one. As I explained to you, I don't know if there is someone that remember this from the previous 2-week session, but I explained to you really clearly that you have a scenario that is predictable. Okay? This scenario is the following. when you have a directional day, okay, and you mark the top delta aggression level, that is this one, and you see that there is an aggression on the other side, so from the sellers, and this level gets broken. You remember I explained to you what happened? There is someone that wants to step in the chat and say what happened when this level doesn't hold, what you can expect. There is a specific term. You can expect a squeeze. Why? This is the maximum delta aggression, the one that created this breakout. When they force it through, you have this kind of movement. This is where exactly explosion. This is when the momentum setup pay you the most. This is the amazing situation to do momentum setup. Okay, when you go like this, short, really aggressive, is the best market condition that you can get to go trend following. Okay, so adding short, adding short, adding short, adding short, and this is in line with what we saw before. You can ask what we saw before, Fabio. We saw before the profile shape. Now, in the previous session, I explained to you why we took this amazing short, and I gave you a really objective analysis on this. Now, let's make an analysis together with all the people in chat, so we can start from an objective method of bias and adding this to the intraday model to execute. Okay. At the moment, do we all agree that we went from composite profile? Let's build it together. So we go here, we go merge. Okay. This was the previous profile. All the volume of today is held by this P shape. Okay. So all the tap that you can see here, if we manage to reach this level here today, it will be probably rejected really heavy. Okay, you can see a rejection here, really heavy. When they breach it through this level, if we manage to do this in this session, it will be amazing. But if we break this low and we get to the bottom of the profile of the session, you can start to see the aggression of these buyers. Okay, even if we are at the moment expensive. Why? Because what we see here, and we can see if we merge all the profile, let's do it together, merge, you see, okay? So what we have is the previous 2 days that accepted the fact that this is a fair value for the price, okay? One question, if you trade the fade today, would you make money or not? Then we go, guys. Then we go on the Q&A, don't worry. Now follow me on the quantitative methods to understand bias. Okay, it's clear. Okay, we will have made money. But if we see that, for example, now the session start to build value here and the day close with the value area here, what will be the main direction that we choose for tomorrow? Let's say that this blue that you have close here. Okay, so you have here all blue. What is the bias for tomorrow? Okay, if it close, it means that they accepted the higher value. So you will see also the composite building value here, and you will expand. If you see that they managed to breach through this one and to close, it means that they are accepting lower value. So you go back to the POC of the profile. Amazing. Exactly. It's not so difficult. Okay. I made it easy for all of you. Now here, let me check if we can go through here. Okay. Now here, we need to go in the execution model. So today, the situation was not so clean because also this squeeze is not so easy to take. Okay, even if you are really good, this squeeze, this momentum squeeze, it's not so beginner friendly. And the Italian team, the amazing Rodolfo, always say to me, Fabio, you are amazing at explaining, but imagine that there are people that are also starting from zero. So all your discretional skill can be confusing sometimes. Okay, So that's the reason I gave you a really objective role on how to mark the levels and how to understand the bias profile for the day. And in the following session, I want to show you also one template created by Rodolfo that is the vol analyzer, that it's amazing because you can use it, and we will do some session of charting with it, because it's really amazing to spot absorption. Yesterday I tried it, I saw with him in live market condition, and it really helped me a lot. So I want to share with you how you can use it, okay? Now, let's go through the last movement that created a breach, okay? Here we have breakout of all this previous session consolidation, and we have now what is called a B shape. What does it mean? The majority of the volume is here in this range, and if the majority of the volume in this range is here, it means that when the buyers try to push it above this value area high, you have some resistance from the sellers. Okay, you see sellers stepping in, and this is the reason in the last four movements, we had this outline and got pushed back to where? Got pushed back to the fair value. Okay, you have a secondary movement here. A second, need to trace it from the left here, rejected. You have a movement here, rejected. You have a movement here, rejected. You have a movement here, rejected. Okay? Remember that we are still in a consolidation phase. Okay? So we are protected by these boundaries to create a breakout, so we don't have a huge range for today. I don't think we will do a huge breakout long or short. It's not the kind of day that I can frame as a breakout and trend following day. But at the moment, with the actual pieces of information that we have here, the sellers are willing to protect really aggressively this level. Is it clear? The analysis that we did. This is live charting, it's not backtesting. We are going really practical. Let's see. Yes. I want to show you something about my trading model, the Nasdaq effort. I want to show you how you can also frame the areas in the following session and how you can manage the risk when the trade is running in your favor. 95%. Amazing. Amazing. Now let's go here. Okay, let's add another piece of information on this one. Let's put the template relative to the deep trades. Okay, we have the normal setting for deep trades that, as I told you, you can use 60 for the New Year session. Okay, and every time I do this procedure, because I want everyone, also the newbies, to understand how you can refine it and how you can make sure that the settings that you are using are proper for the analysis that you are doing. Okay, and we want to go through here for an analysis. Okay, so I want to ask to the chat, when we reach this level, okay, this we go out of the boundary, so we reach here or we can go back here. It's not important. But what I want to ask you, let's remove this because we don't need it. Let's remove also this one and this one, okay? What you notice here, chat? What can you notice here? Are the buyers getting rewarded or the sellers are still in complete control? Yes, we can do also with size. If you prefer, we can do with size. It's not creating any difference, but if it's making life easier for you, we can do it. Okay? So now what we are checking here, we are checking that we have 90, 67, complete absorption, seller in control. Okay, the buyers are not having results. Then we need to mark the level from which the sellers protect their standpoint. And I want to ask you something. Is it easier to understand that candlestick chart from where the sellers are getting aggressive? Having this level, okay, 102, bounce back, bounce back, bounce back. Is it more clear or no? One in chat? Is it more clear for you? Of course. Okay? It's not the time for Q&A, Hugo. I'm explaining. Later we go on Q&A. Now, let's go on this, and let's go on the actual confirmation that we can use to execute our short, in this case, using all the tools that order flow analysis provide us. Okay? So this one, it's a simple way to understand how you can clearly see in 1 minute who is in control. Okay? Let's go, for example, here. Who is in control on this horizontal level? Buyers or sellers? Reply, everyone in chat. Good question, Sidan. You don't know for sure if they will protect or not. Otherwise, you will have certainties. And trading is not a work of certainties, it's a work of probabilities. Okay? Sellers are in control here. Why? Because buyers punch a wall. And they didn't have so much result in punching this wall, unfortunately for the sellers. Okay? Yes, buyers got absorbed. But this is not the only piece of information that you can get, because you can go deeper and deeper in the last profile swing. Okay? So now we took the whole session, from the opening of the session till now, and we understood where is the bulk of the volume. Let me remove this one for you. Okay? We understood where is the bulk of the volume. Now, you can also add the profile, okay, of the last price swing. Okay? The last price swing that you have here. And what you see here, you can see that we are in the noise area. Why in the noise area? Because we are where the 70% of the volume are exchanged. Okay? And this level of amazing rejection is the premium level. Is where you are here. Oh, they liquidated me on the short side. Here on this one, you have two levels of protection of the buyers, okay, and three levels of trapped buyers. What does it mean, trapped buyers? Let's try to understand what they are doing here. In this case, we are having all this delta that got absorbed here. Okay, what does it mean? That all this effort to create a higher high failed. If all this effort to create a higher high failed, what we can expect if we reach this level again, and we are also expensive? Let's remove this one. Let's create a scenario on what can happen if we reach again this level. Participate in the live, guys. Okay, you see, now you see why I had the liquidation level of the short here. Why? Because I short here pre-session, okay, sorry, pre-live, took an aggressive short, put stop loss to break even, and I already know that if the price will breach this level, they will accelerate. Okay, because this is market mechanics. Okay, and as you can see here, again, the sellers, you see how they are participating. They are protecting. They are trying to protect. Exactly. Here we have an absorption of the buyers. Now, it's not marking this level for me. Why? I want to cancel this one, but it's not removing. Okay, it's not a problem. Now, if we are here and we want to remove this, we can only preserve of this movement the point of aggression. Okay. Look how much can be clean, what you are seeing. Okay. Now you remove everything. Look how much is clean. This you remove. What you have? An aggression level from the sellers, trapped buyers here, that failed the effort to go up. In a bias for the day that is long-term consolidation, but short-term short. How much time did it took for us? 20 minutes to understand long-term bias, short-term bias, and level 2 entry. Let's do a Q&A. Is it clear how to frame probabilities using profile shape, fixed, and dip trades? Because now I want also to move to the next one. Okay, I open the pool, just give me a second that I want to activate also the second screen. Can go here. Should be able to go here. Check. Okay, we have also the secondary screen. 86%. It means that out of 1,000 persons connected, even if we are not 1,000, 860 understood in less than 30 days how to create probabilities in this market. Now, let's go to simplify the life of people that have more difficulty in understanding this logic, okay? And we can go, for example, this one is the area model. Okay, what does it mean, area model? That is the one that is framing, the one that is public for Nasdaq effort. And I have some template that I just use for research. Yes, this one is an amazing intraday model. But now we go in how to frame execution and how to be really precise in execution. Just give me some time, because the algorithm is using 2 years of data to be as precise as possible. And I can also put the second screen here for you. Give me 1 second to load that. This is the template that you have loaded as Nasdaq effort, and is giving you the area. Let me put the second screen for you here. And let's go deeper and deeper in the session of today. Yeah, it's normal. I'm loading the secondary screen, guys. It's totally normal. Just give me 1 second. When I switch my screen on OBS, is giving you, because it's 49, so I need to change the resolution. Just give me 30 seconds and I'm with you. Okay. 1, 2. And 3. Okay, here we go. Is it visible? Completely ignore here, because it's not important for you, because it depends on the risk management that you use. This one is making quantitative research on the best areas for the day, and the model that it's under research at the moment, because I find that better settings for it, that we are working with Antonio to implement and test even better. As you can see, look at this in live. Probably from here, we will again reject and get to the lower boundaries. In this one, it's an easy 1 to 3, 1 to 4 risk to reward, but I need to explain you here, and I want to show you something, okay? Now, today, let's say that you have difficulties understanding, framing the area, you are a little bit confused, and you say, Fabio, look, trading for me is too difficult. I want something that is not making money for me, because we are not selling dreams, guys. But I want something that at least help me in the direction and in the areas. Will this be something amazing for you guys? Yes or no? Yes, okay. So what this algo is doing, I will try to explain to you really easy. It's working on path of least resistance. It's not a repainting area, okay? This is an area that you get in real time. So as soon as this candle closes, you print the area. Today, the system was giving you an area here, okay, and an area here, all this area, okay? Consider that when you see an area, you need to mark also the starting swing point. This is, ignore this is for research, okay? Ignore this, just watch the area. What you do here is you mark the swing point. So here you need to mark the swing point from where the swing started, okay? This area, this swing, this zone here, okay? Will this be an amazing opportunity for a long in pre-session? Usually the system gives you one trigger in London, one trigger in New York, okay? And if you mark the same, this is the swing point high, okay? Then you can use all the technology you want, the footprint, the big trades to frame and time the entry. But will be 2 trades per day with this precision area where you can swing this risk to reward with this margin of error be something interesting for you? Yes or no? This is for someone, look at the area, look how the price feel the area, okay? Now, what's happening here? I can show you also previous session, okay? Look at this. This one, it's a sample of a failed signal. Why? Because it gives you the area. It's also a correct area because, as you can see, the price skyrocketed after this, but unfortunately you have a wick. And this is part of the game. Look here on this one. Also here, the system says, look, that on this level there is a huge pressure, and it's correct because if you frame the swing, it's exactly from where the swing starts. But why I don't want you to switch off your brain? Because you need to use then, when you reach back the area, order flow to understand which one it's working better. Okay? And let's say that you have this situation and you have aggressive sellers, no result, no result, no result, no result, no result. Why you should take a trade while the market is going against you? You will only take this here. Okay? Now, this one will be available on Monday, guys. Still part of the full version, but will be available on Monday. Look at this, how much it's amazing. Okay? You have a swing point here, clear. You have a potential entry area, and here you could have made 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 4. This one, it's a really quantitative system. Okay, this one is quantitative. But if you can add your skills to it, look at this. Look how much it's amazing, this one. Touch, explode. This one is so strong that it don't even touch. This one, unfortunately, it's unfilled because you already create a low here. Let me check if I can find anyone else. Look at this. This one is amazing. This is my baby. It took me years to build it. Okay? This is to simplify the identification of the area, but I want to go together with you now in how you can use it, okay? Because from Monday, I know that you will start to want to use it. So let's say that we have our bias, okay, for the day. We have our bias for the day. We know that the profile is like this, okay? That we have a choppy day. We are reaching this level, and the system that I built for you is giving you red box, so aggression of the sellers. Okay? This is an area where you can focus all your attention to understand that if you know the profile shape, you can not only take this small movement, but you can go back to the POC and the fair value of the single session, or if you have an overall direction that is short, because also the previous session is like this, you can decide to go at least to the value area low. Let me check if it's clear. Guys, it doesn't get easier than this, doesn't get easier than this. This one works on the 40 range. And the reason it works on the range, I can also explain to you, because the range, it's a specific movement of the price, okay? 40 range, it's fixed. The candle is 97%, amazing, 98. Now, the range, it's a fixed effort, fixed result, sorry. So the price needs to move exactly a certain number amount of volume to move 40 range, okay? If you use candles, one candle can be 10 tick, one candle can be 40, one candle can be 100. So you don't have alignment of result. So if you fix the result, you can analyze only the effort. And if you can analyze only the effort, you can identify the areas where the market participants are more interested and more aggressive. And when the movement of the price is so fast that you have an edge by timing the market in this area. Okay? This one will make life a lot easier for all of you guys, because I understand that when you are a beginner, it can be a little bit a struggle. Let's go to the actual, which one is it? Deep. Let's go now to the actual setup that we saw, okay? This one we saw live together. Unfortunately, I didn't execute this one because I was explaining something to you. But as you can see, the reason that I took my short before still valid. I took my short before here, okay, the one that you saw liquidated, and it's still valid, okay? If you are precise, also an entry with no reward like this, already now, it's a 1 to 5, okay? Remember that it doesn't matter how much money you make. I have some people that unfortunately are blinded by money, okay? And they don't understand. They say, Fabio, but you did the $25,000, the $50,000 session. It doesn't matter at all. The only thing that you should be interested in is risk multiple. How many times the risk that you are assuming in the market is getting rewarded? Okay, if you put a stop loss here for this trade, your analysis is garbage. Okay, because it's enough one bad day to ruin 5 days of good trades. Okay, but when you have a method to frame exactly the best area to entry, you have an edge. This is what it means to have an edge. Okay? This is what it means. And you can swing, for example, this trade. If you want to make the home run, you can swing this trade to the whole range, value area low. If you want to make 1 to 10, 1 to 15. But at least you know that you loaded your trade in an area that is actually interesting. This is an area that we marked before the session is dominated by sellers. At the same time, if we want to understand from where the buyers are dominating this price swing, it's the opposite. So you take the range from the bottom up, okay? And what you can see that the buyers were more aggressive on the top side and they got absorbed completely. You have still aggression of the sellers here. This one is a level where the sellers put in a lot of effort. You see, they did the maximum delta, but unfortunately, the result, they don't want to say that it's zero, but almost, okay? So what does it mean? That this is a really sensitive level. And why it is that this is a really sensitive level? Because it's a level where you have the value area low. Okay, so you have a cluster, you have an absorption of the seller on the horizontal level, and at the same time, you have also a value area low. So of course, if I shorted here and I'm already 1 to 5, maybe I take one partial and I consider taking my position out here. Okay, and this is not discretionary analysis. This is using, okay, the order flow tool to get an actual edge that you cannot see from simple candle. Is it clear, guys? Yes or no? At which point we are talking about failed auction. Failed auction is when you have a big effort, okay? When you have a big effort, for example, when you have this attempt to break this supply, okay? And you see acceleration, and then you reach the top of the wick, and you start to see fail, 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 fail. What does it mean? That the aggressive sellers are loading position here without having an actual result. So this one, in all the range of today, was the best opportunity to short. And this one was an incredible risk to reward, okay? Because if when we start to see the lack of result, look how many aggressive buyers are populating these candles, okay? You want to make it easier. Look how much you can make it easier. We go on text. Sorry, we go on marker. We put text. And we just see the number, okay? You can see how many contracts they loaded. And how many buyers got absorbed here, okay? In this case, when you see all these buyers are absorbed and you fail, like I explained to you before, you have an aggressive move down. Okay? This is the trap. This is what I like to call the trap. And you had another trap when? Now, why I was so confident from this area? Okay? I was so confident from this area because I know that when you reach levels dominated by sellers that are expensive on the profile of the day, and you see an actual interaction between orders, and this interaction between orders is saying to you, look, Fabio, there is no way that we go up, we go down, and you see the auction. This is live, it's not some inside back testing. This is the same model that I use to load real money. Okay, I teach you what I use. Look here. What happened here? Can we comment this together in live market? What these buyers tried to do here? What they tried to do? Yeah, thank you for supporting here. Sometimes people don't watch the previous session and they ask again and again things that are already asked, but you need to understand something. I'm more than happy to reply to everyone, okay? Just I ask you one thing. Have some respect for the people that are in the bootcamp, okay? Look at this while I was talking. Look at the level of precision, okay? I wanted to say that you need to have respect, not for me, because I don't care. I can stay all the session replying to questions, okay? Just respect people that put the time to study all the lesson, didn't jump any lesson of the bootcamp, okay? Because I see some questions in the chat that have already been replied 100 times, okay? Look here. It's amazing to see this live interaction. It's amazing, okay? And it's exactly on the level of the previous absorption of the buyers. What does it mean? That the sellers are reloading, reloading, reloading. Okay, you have a wall here. And price action traders can think, no, but we are cheap. I will buy. I will do this trade. Okay? They think I will do this trade because from here we break the top. Okay? In the same time, okay, a trader that knows how this interaction works can do the opposite. So can do the trend following trades. Now, this trade here is not smart, this short here. Why? Because the sellers are dominating, but you are really low in the curve. You are not expensive as before. So it's a good trigger, but it's in the wrong moment. Okay? This one is in the wrong moment. Oh, it's important to understand because a lot of people here are price action traders. And price action is not something bad, it's something good, but you need to understand what you are seeing. Let's comment this together. Remember that everything, also if you want to go in hyper visualization of the interaction, also the 15 seconds have its own rhythm. So if we take this, okay, from the 15 seconds, we go here, you can already see when you are expensive, that is here, and when the sellers will start back again to protect. Okay, this is where the sellers are interested in protecting. Otherwise, you switch the direction. Let's check together on the 1 minute. So I marked you the area. See what they want to do. They reach this level. Let's see if they step in to protect this one. Yes, you can ask to the support team, Rourke. I'm not taking care about the technical questions. So if you need, for example, a specific indicator that you want, or you think that we can improve something, I'm not a developer, so I cannot help you, and I'm not a technician of this. You need to contact the team. You need to explain exactly what you need or what can be improved, and they will be more than happy to help you. Former price action trader here, got tired of trading the past. Today my profit and loss is $10,286, Brian. Thank you forever to Fabio and Andrea, Rodolfo, and the entire Deep Charts team. Let's go, Brian. Let's change this industry made by fake Instagram trader. Can you tell me when do you use range candles and why? So we are on the minute candle. Range candle I mainly use for the indicator Nasdaq effort. Look at this. What can we say? The area was sensitive. I think the sellers show a little bit of strength here. Let's analyze together, okay? Now remember that the fact that you have a reaction doesn't mean that this level will 100% hold. Otherwise, you are not talking in terms of probabilities, you are talking in terms of certainty. So if I had any system, for example, that is giving me the probability that when you have this candle, 100% of time you go from here to here, I will only trade this setup with all my account. And unfortunately, I would like to say that I have something like this, but it's impossible, guys. Okay, so you can only reason in terms of probabilities. Okay, this is important for you to understand. The exact moment that you can enter here, it's when you see an area, okay, and we find 10,000 ways to frame the area, and you have this information, effort with no result. Or if you are in the middle of the movement, okay, for example, you are in this first retracement, and they already told you, look, buyers are not getting rewarded, sellers are getting rewarded, so I short the retracement. Then, of course, when you go below the value area high, so if we need to take all this area, let me zoom out, let me remove this. Let's go here, guys, together, okay? So if we need to take all of this, okay, you see that we shorted, or we consider shorting when the price was expensive, considering value. Now here, if we short here, technically it's still a valid setup, but is this the same probabilities or not? Because now, remember, okay, let's go here, that in futures, you have timing. So in futures, if you say, I have a probability that I will go from point A to point B. Okay. If you know that the price will do like this today, okay, you have a probability that the price will go short. Is it guaranteed that you will make money? No. Why no? Because let's say, for example, that this is the profile distribution that you have here, okay, and you want to go in the breakout of the low and doing this, okay, and also you are really precise and you time the market when the market is distributing, okay, you are really precise here. Now you are inside the value area, okay, and you know that the direction is short. So it's really clear your game plan, like we always do together. Okay? In this case, if we short here, okay, with a stop loss here, and the market does like this, is our analysis, our game plan wrong? No. What is wrong? The timing of your trade. Does it ever happen to you that you are really precise, but you get exhausted by trying to short, and when you tried already to short, the movement start and you are like, fuck, it's not possible, the market is against me. Let's talk real, okay? This is what I was doing as an error. In the first 2 years of order flow, I was making this error because I was saying, look, I know that we want to go short. I did all the analysis, perfect. We want to go here. Amazing. I have a setup here. And what I was trying to do, because in this case, you try to follow the Instagram gurus, and the Instagram gurus tell you, look, you have the first break of structure. You load the short with a stop loss here. The market is not so easy, guys. The market is having multiple factors. So, usually the best way to take an idea and a trade is when the market is building value. Okay, so you know that the market is building value like this. Okay, and you have expensive pricing and cheap pricing, and you have your setup here. This is where you need to enter. Okay, when you have the same setup here, okay, remember that inside here the market tend to move like this. Higher price wing, more chaos. Okay, more chaos. When you short here, you have less noise, less chaos, higher risk to reward. Let's say that you will not arrive here. Would you still be happy to take your position out at value area low? It's still a 1 to 3, 1 to 4. Is it clear? Is it clear for everyone? Because this one, it's a point that scalpers want to ignore. They want to click, to execute. Then they arrive at the end of the session and they say, okay, if I only did what was in the plan, I would have made 10 times more with half the stress. Okay, let's go here now, for example, no? Okay, let's go here. The direction is short, right? The direction is short, perfect. Now, let's say that you consider taking a short here. Is the short wrong? No, because the direction is still going short, but you will have get liquidated here. Then maybe you short again here with a stop loss here and you get liquidated. You see how the price is clean when it's in the value area high? 96% of understanding. Okay? You see, let's go also here. Okay? Let's go also here. You see the behavior of the price in the value area. Look how much it's compressed. Goes up, goes down, goes up, goes down, goes up, goes down, chop, 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 down, up, spike down. Okay? See the price behavior above the value area. Movement up, fail, collapse. Back to value area high, 2 candles, collapse. Failed auction, collapse. Back to value area high, collapse. Then, when you get inside, chop, 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 chop. Make sense? Yes or no? I'm giving you everything I know, huh? Okay, so you see the direction was perfect. Let's activate again the big trades here. Aha, moment for risk management, yeah. You see here, what they told you? They told you, look, aggressive sellers on this 47, okay? The market tried to break, failed, tried to break, failed, tried to break, failed. So this candle only received wick above it. These buyers got absorbed. What does it mean? This one is a redistribution. Okay. Now I would like to show you how the price behave when you get in this whole area, because the behavior change, because you are reaching now the value area low. You are reaching now value area low. So in this case, you are building, guys, the condition to auction lower. Today, Alex, I took this short here. Unfortunately, couldn't load this one. So I only lost 2,600, if I'm not wrong, on this one. And I took a short here on the reload, but in another brokerage, not on Interactive, because I prefer to apply one single model per account. And on this account, this setup is not the one that I explained. This one is a momentum. How is a momentum setup? Let me go through it together. Opening of the session, and you have this condition, okay? You have, the candle needs to have exactly what I'm saying to you if you want to do momentum setup. The candle needs to have buyers on the, if you are going sell, buyers on the top, aggressive sellers on the body, okay? And you can serve this movement. Okay, you can open in the retracement inside the candle with explosion. This one, it's a model with a crazy high risk to reward. It's like 75, 76, but the risk to reward, it's not the best. It's 1 to 1, 1 to 1.2. So you have a straight equity line, but you never have the runner that I show you in the previous sessions. Now I recorded also one full session of $50,000 with all the thinking process that I had behind it, and it's, trust me guys, it's amazing. It's really amazing. I use multiple brokers, Jonas. I have interactive brokers, I have AMP, I have Ava Futures, I use a lot of them. And this is because also Charles Schwab, for example, for options, it's amazing, the Thinkorswim. For future scalping, interactive is amazing, but you have higher commission. For simple and clean metrics, Ava Futures, it's unbeatable. So on November Suchet, I only traded 4 sessions and I had all the session profitable because we launched deep charts. So I didn't have time to trade. So the worst session of the month, there is no worst session. I will upload the best. And also for December, I already did a 50,000 session, so I will upload also this one with all the trade management and everything. But I think I have one bad session. I have one bad session on November on the momentum model, but it's not on interactive. It's on another account. Bad session, $7,000 lost, but it's part of the game. Okay, on YouTube, guys, the recording, it's on YouTube. Now let's go through it together. What do you expect? When do you expect the acceleration to happen? Let's see if I can do another haha moment for you, okay? You can expect the acceleration as soon as we touch this, okay? Why? Because imagine that this one is like an elastic band, okay? As soon as you are inside this level, the elastic band is bringing you back, is pulling you back to this purple level. Every time you see tap, 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 tap. But when the candle managed to close below this bottom level, okay, this pulling force of the elastic band now, it's on the downside. Crazy, eh? Why? Because when you reach here, all these market participants that were on the wrong side will close, okay? And what you have is a gravitational force in the direction of the breakout. Let's see if we can do this together. So in this moment, you have protection level of the sellers, of the buyers, and protection level of the sellers. Here, sellers are protecting it. As soon as you reach one of these two, you have a gravitational force that brings you back to the mean. The price already did this, I think, 20 times. Okay? Now, let me see in live market condition how I can make your life easier. You see? Look at the behavior. Okay? This is really important to understand how to frame the best setup. And you see also in this shorter time frame, The only setup that you could have made here, if you wanted to make a small movement down, was this one. But from where? From here to value area low, okay? You see that now they are trying to break. Now they are trying to break. What happened? They try the rejection, they try the rejection, they try the rejection. So as soon as you try to go above the elastic band, in this case, the seller step in and the buyer step in. Now I want to ask you something. Is it clear why sometimes you take 5 or 6 stop loss in the same range? Is it clear now? No, they don't push here, Prasad. This one is a failed. It's again a failed auction. It's the probability is higher that you will go back to the gravitational force in the middle, and either you reload, either you fail the auction and you go. Now it's time to go short. Okay. I think this was my biggest downside in the risk management side, because I load here, I load here, I load here, I take a lot of stop loss, and then the market goes in my direction, and it was like, fuck, I'm really good at understanding where the markets want to go. Okay, I'm really good at understanding where the markets want to go. My problem is timing. You see, it went back to here. Okay, now let's say that we do what I say. We reach this level. You see that the price behavior shift. What do I mean with price behavior shift? That the market is like if market change. It's not behaving the same anymore. Now it's going in acceleration mode. Okay? Now it's going in acceleration mode. And usually, when you go in acceleration mode, you start to see big trades popping up. You have one here, pop, pop, pop. You have, look. You see that the behavior changed. We went from choppy to acceleration. And now you need to have a follow through. What is a follow through? When they load contract, then you start to pop in big trades. Okay? Clear, guys? You see why I mark this level? Because this is crucial to understand if you are back to the elastic band or if you go below. At this moment, what's happening? Still the candle is in progress, eh? Still under the gravitational force of elastic band or no? Yes. Where is the gravitational force? Here. So probably rebalance, okay? And then snap through. Amazing. Yeah, it's great to see him live. The reason I decided, because I had an idea, I can record everything so they have everything immediately, but I know that you will not get even 10% of the value of seeing this in live market condition together. When you can interact, you can ask, it's clear, it's not clear. Okay, you see, now let's say that you took a long here and you took a short here. You understand now what I say? The market will have you liquidated on the short and liquidated on the long, and you will be crying now. Why? Because you didn't understood the market behavior. Didn't understood the behavior of the market. Now the market is not clean. Didn't told you already what he wants to do. Any help on how we can fix timing of our entries? Exactly what I explained to you. Engage the market when the direction long term is clear, okay? Or if you are choppy, like today, engage on the expensive pricing, okay? So engage here. This is from when we started. I already told you when I wanted to engage. Look, the best movement that we had from when we started the live is exactly the one that I told you. You see these aggressive buyers? This is a decision level. Why it's a decision level? Because if these buyers get completely wrecked by sellers, they run over them. This is what creates, finally, the gravitational force on the downside level. Okay? If these buyers gets protected, so you have a wick here, it means that you will continue to go back and forth, back and forth. This is not patience. You don't need to be patient here. You need to understand. I have a really funny post-it in my room, in my office. I have a home office. So I have one room dedicated only for trading. It seems like a temple. Okay. You have 2 desk, 3 screen, silence. I don't want to hear anything from the other rooms. And I have one big post-it on the wall. And the post-it on the wall says, the best way to lose money fast is not following your plan. And I had to put this post-it that is really anti-aesthetic, because when you load 15, 20, 30 contract mini Nasdaq, you are moving millions. And when you make an error, when you are loaded with millions, the errors is really expensive. Okay? So anytime I need to make something, I remember what happened the last time that I took a trade just because I felt it. Okay? I watch the wall, and there is a screen of the biggest loss that I took day of the last year. So, for example, there was one emotional error that stole from me $30,000. I put it there, screen, I watch the quotes, and I frame my brain with pain. Because we are emotional creature, okay? You need to have a way to remind to your brain that your creativity is not welcome in trading. Okay? And if your creativity is not welcome in trading, you need to remind this every day with a psychological model that works. And the best psychological model that works is trauma. You need to be traumatized. Okay? Is it clear, guys? Okay? Now I want to ask you something. Did the market exactly what I told you or no? So the behavior, don't watch the direction, it can also go long, I don't care. But you see the behavior change. You see that the directional engage. Look at this. Okay. You can decide to lose money in all this phase, or you can decide to take the biggest movement, but only when you are below, because you get back to the gravitational force that is here now, or above. Not in the middle. In the middle, you will be destroyed by the market. Okay? Amazing. Yeah, the long unfortunately got liquidated. So the price action trader that tried the long here got liquidated. But to be honest, also the short here got liquidated because it is spike up, spike down. Now the market usually, when you see a setup like this, the market goes back to the value area low, create a reload, and then a second melting ground for the sellers. Okay? You see, now we are getting closer and closer to the value area low. So now what you see is that in all this area, the sellers were in complete control. Now that we go down and down, you see buyers, you see, starting to interact. Okay. Unfortunately, this interaction of the buyers, it's a little bit useless because, as you can see, they printed a wick. So if they close with a wick here, and all this is a fake effort, fake result, sorry. The next one, if you print this candle red below this level, it will only accelerate. Let's see. See, it will only accelerate short because they fail. You see, they try to make an auction, but the auction failed. So what does it mean? That here there is a wall of passive orders that protected well. The buyers completely destroyed. Sellers took back control. Now, you see how the behavior is different. Look at the behavior here, look at the behavior here. Higher price win. This one is the best opportunity to get high risk to reward. Okay? Even if you take it down in the middle on the big trades, it's a 1 to 3.6. If we take the home run, it's a 1 to 9. Look at Livio. After 3 years, I see what I did wrong. Don't worry, Livio. I was wrong for 4 years. Because also when I came to order flow, I didn't know that price regime is connected to location. I think volatility is volatility. No, volatility is not volatility. Volatility kicks in when you have a new price range. Here, you will only be destroyed. Okay? What an amazing life. You see, guys, it's really different. And also the speed that you have, because you see, if you enter precise, but let's say also that you enter here, okay, you are really fast to put stop loss to break even because you are in an environment of explosion. Look at this. Was a 1 to 10. This is what I wanted to demonstrate you live. The behavior change as the regime change. When the value is balanced, you don't trade. When there is new value and you execute, you can make the risk to reward for the day 3R, 4R, 5R really fast. Okay. So in the end, you have two areas to engage. You can engage the home run. This one is already a 1 to 20, I think. Unfortunately, I didn't execute. Okay. This could have been an amazing trade for the day. But I really love the fact that I spend 1 hour with you and I show you from the beginning the trade and also the best time to reload. Mar is, I'm out of word to be honest. I hope in a good way. I just took the short, made 1K. Thanks, Fabio. Julia, but this is not supposed to be a way to make money. Okay, I'm happy that you make money, but you should not be supposed to execute when I explain. Okay, because if you are in the moment and you understand what I say, you can make this money every day. Okay, if you try to monetize the skill without understanding what I want to give you, look here. Okay, the market just reclaimed, reconfirmed. Now they will destroy this level. Okay, now they will go here. The auction is working now. It's really directional. They will push this level, and when they push this level, they will accelerate here, and you will start to see, for the first moment, protection from the buyers in this purple level. Guys, I don't have a bias for prop. Okay? I don't have a bias for prop firm. I don't have my idea on prop firm. I think that any way that you can trade comfortable without stressing yourself, it's a good opportunity. Okay. I don't have at the moment any prop firm where I wait. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this price behavior. Look at this price behavior, guys. What an amazing life. What an amazing life. This one would have been a 6-figure trade. What an amazing life, guys. What an incredible life. What an incredible life. What an incredible life. This is the strongest movement of the day. We took the strongest directional movement of the day. So happy. And look how the price is explaining to you that you cannot long. Because the auction is controlled by the sellers. Still now, Still now the sellers control this auction. Okay. They are trying to push buyers down. Look. Still in control. Mamma mia, guys. How much it was this short? You saw in the live, I got liquidated. I got liquidated here. This one would have been, I don't know, a 1 to 100. How much is it? 1 to 20. Look at this. Ah, look here. This bootcamp has cost Fabio 7 figures. Yeah. No, but I don't care, guys. I can make money with trading every day, but I cannot share these emotions with 500 people connected every day. I think this was the best explanation I can give you how to understand the regime change. Look at this! Where is it going? Ah! Ah, yes, it's a 1 to 30, 1 to 40. Now, risking $2,000 to make 60,000, it's not bad, eh? If you want to send a donation for this Faber Valley, I'll spend the time for you, but I'm really happy, guys. I love it. I hope you can understand that I can demonstrate to you in live market over and over again that what I use works. Is not something that I created. It's just the nature of the market. I know for a fact that this is not a skill that you learn and you will jump to a trading course later because this is the end point. It doesn't get better than this. Doesn't get better than this, and I can promise you, okay? And I hope every one of you can invest the necessary time to refine this skill and make this skill his own and make a living out of it, even if I know that trading it's a business that is not made for everyone, but at least I know and I sleep at night knowing that I gave you the best understanding that took me 10 years on how to read market. Okay. Now I want to give the final minute with you. As always, we post on Instagram. And here we go. Amazing live. I love you. I hope you are enjoying the platform. And trading session is finished. This could have been an amazing one. And again, watch the recording because you can understand how we managed to time the perfect entry area together and the perfect re-entry together. Have a good evening. Have a nice day. See you next week.